Hey guys, alright, it's time I start making videos about the inside of the CQR, how to tear it down, and basically all the functions of it. Alright, here it is. Mine, it doesn't have any of the screws in it. This is the one that you've seen in all my videos, so it's my early prototype. So some things, minor changes have been done to it. But, to start, we'll take the mag out. I'll show you something with the mag. Alright, here's the mag, the 15 round mag that I'm going to be releasing. You noticed in my video of me shooting, a round fell out. That's because on this one, there isn't any ball retention system to prevent them from falling out. So, what do I do for that? Right here. This is one of the prototypes that I've been working on. It's got a little button here that when it goes onto the marker, right there gets pushed. See if you can see that a little better. Kind of. Here. Yeah. It gets pushed out of the way and balls will come out like so. So that's the last touch that is going to be done on the mag, and it is now finished. Moving on to the CQR, when you take it apart, take all your screws out, and the mag release here will do that. When you start pulling it apart, mine is already apart, so it popped out. So when you are taking it apart, have your hand there so it pops out and doesn't go flying like mine just did. And then you just take this piece out, and then be careful, because you don't want to lose. This piece right here is your trigger bar, right there. Just put that off to the side, and then there's that piece. And then there's one other little piece here. This piece here is part of the trigger system. It hooks on here, like so, and then when you pull on the trigger, that pushes forward. It pushes it forward, and then this piece here hits the button here and activates your TCR, TPX, whatever you put inside. Now that you have it fully apart, just take the block out, then you can just take the rest of the internals out. One difference from your stock TPX or TCR is this piece has been modified. In here, there is a little piece of a nail and a little piece of an O-ring in here. It stops the flow of air, so it doesn't leak. So you don't need a 12 gram in here, which this piece here has been removed from the final version. And actually on the trigger, the spring is up in here now instead of back here, because right now that can just fly out, and we found it was a much nicer fit up here, and so on and so forth. This front shroud, on here you can see one screw point here. There's actually two on the final version to hold this in tighter, because right now that's a little flimsy. So we added a second one, holds it in much stronger, so you don't have an accident on the field, doesn't break apart on you. The safety is right here. It uses a TPX TCR safety, so it's just a simple push button safety. The airline, what we've decided to do for that is, where is that? Let me just take this out right quick. Your standard TPX or TIPX remote line adapter. We've replaced this with a macro line adapter, or 90-degree fitting. So the air comes down here, comes over here, and then right here on the new versions is an ASA. So you can have your 9-gram adapter if you want. You can have your remote line adapter, or you can even put a 13CI, 9CI on here. One thing I'm going to do, or try to do, before it's released is I want to make it so right here, this is how it will be. It will be coming out right like that. But I'm going to try, if I have enough time, to make it so it can pivot up inside the body to, give that sleeker look. But I don't know if I'll have enough time to do that, as it's being released in September, and so on and so forth. But there's the inside of it. This was the earlier version. right here, you can see the gap in between. That caused some issues, but they're all being printed as one single piece now. So we won't have to worry about all the screw holes that are holding all these pieces together. There's some here, they're gone. Up here, those ones are gone, because it's all one piece now. And we're not using standard PLA, mainly because standard PLA cannot survive in the heat. It just warps. As you can see, this is standard PLA, and that wasn't even out in the heat very long, and it started to warp. The new stuff we're using can last in 110 degrees Celsius. That's hot. That is hotter than what we can survive in. So the new stuff is going to last. And then let's just slap her all back together and show you how that's done. Just take these pieces, put this back in here. That just slaps in there like that. The remote line, actually I should have probably put that in first, because it's a lot harder to do. Alright. Take your remote line, screw that back in. Let me just take this, put that in there like that. Take your block, make sure it's the proper way. Put that in there. And your internals are all set. Take this little piece and this. Take it, put it into the top hole here of the two pieces there. Put it in the top one. Then take it to the trigger and hook that in. Lay it down just like that. Take your other half of the shell. And this should... See, it can slip, so you have to be careful that it doesn't. And then, there, that is on there. Take your mag release, like so. Pull it apart just slightly. One side locks in, and then the other side just locks in like that. And you just put all your screws back in, and then it is good to go. Trigger works. Mag release works. And that just hooks in there like that. And there it is, guys. We're making different pieces here, like we said, and they're going to be larger for larger barrels, whatever. Originally, I never measured one of my barrels that you can see in some of the pictures. I thought it was a 14-inch barrel, so I was like, oh, we'll have to get a 16-inch. But then I finally measured it. It was only a 12-inch, so we're getting a 14-inch barrel, so that will come out to right about here. That's probably what we're going to choose to ship with these. We're still in the deciding phase. Should we go with 16? Should we go with a 14? We're still not sure yet, but I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to have more of these videos, takedown videos, tuning videos, like in the back here. Let's see if we can show. Right in here, this has now been changed to more of just a little hole where you can change your velocity. On mine, that's where I had the air coming out of. There's two screw points here. This one isn't on the older one, but on the newer one you can see it here. And that's where your rubber butt plate goes on. So that'll come with all of them. And two rails on the side. I don't have them on mine, but you can see that they attach there. If there's anything else you guys want me to start filming about it, just let me know. I actually have a proper setup now, so I can actually make these videos. And, well, that's it, guys. I'll have more for you soon.